So this is my Rattana couch. I bought this secondhand and it's super comfortable, but what's happened over time is that these webbing has gotten really loose, right? You can see here how floppy it is. And when that happens and you put a cushion on, the cushion tends to sink down in the middle. And then if you're sitting in this area, you're going to sit on these metal bars, and that's actually not very comfortable. So what you're trying to do, and certainly what I wanted to do, was tighten up this webbing. And one of the easiest ways I found to do that, and inexpensive ways, is to get some strap ties or zip ties or whatever you want to call these, and wrap the elastic, tighten the elastic around these ends, pull one of these across, tighten this, and then that will hold it. So you can see on this side, I haven't done any of them, and I'll work on this to show you how I did it. And it's floppy. Here I've done half of the straps, and these ones are tight. These ones are tight, and these ones are still loose. And on this last seat, you can see the difference where I've done all of the straps, and again, it's quite firm, and the cushion's going to sit nicely on that. So I'll show you how I tighten the straps, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I've brought the frame over here, and I just wanted to show you that the way these elastic straps or webbing are currently attached are by way of these metal staples. I didn't really want to pull these out, and I didn't want to figure out how to put in new ones. So my solution to tightening this up is to do the following. If you just take the webbing, and you'll see it's attached to this end of the seat here, this rod, and if you just grab it and you literally wind it back on itself, it will tighten. And so once you've got it as tight as you can do it just by hand, I've taken one of these clamps. I can't find my vice grip, so I've used this, and then just tighten it on the elastic strap to hold it. And you sort of have to get a good grip on there. And then what I do is I take an X-Acto knife and I just make a tiny little slit. It doesn't have to be very big. You're just putting in one of the zip ties, and then grab one of those, slip it through, bring it around, and then tighten it down as tight as you can. So just pull it down as tight as you can. There we go. Remove the clamp, and you've tightened up your strap, and you can move on to the next one. Okay, so I've now tightened all the straps, and you can see the end bits all sticking out. And the ones that are left are these interior ones that run sort of up and down, where you can't get your hand in on either end to do a really good job of tightening this elastic strapping. So I've come up with a different method, and what I've done is just taken these zip ties and tied one on this end, tied one on this end, put a number of them in between, and then fed the elastic, sort of pulled on the elastic and fed it through, and then tightened this down. And I found that worked quite well. It's tightened this strap, and it's also given support on the back, so that when you sit on it, the ties actually also provide a little bit of support. So I'll show you how I did that, and then we'll be done. So I've just attached 2 zip ties to the elastic top and bottom, and it's easy to do. You can easily move the elastic, right? It's just hard to grip it and try and tighten it around here. So then I take the larger straps, put one. And I just happen to use this many because this is the size I have. I guess you could use less if they were longer or more if they were shorter, but this is what's worked. And I connect them all together. And once that's done, let's get the last one here. Then what you're doing is you're pulling the elastic strap up so that it's loose here. And while you're doing that, tighten the zip tie. And keep doing that. So then you can pull it from the bottom, and you see it now tightens on its own because you're tightening it and it's pulling itself together. And so this is the easiest method I found to do these inside straps where I can't get a hold with my hands to try and tighten it as I did all of the other outside ones. And if you're finding that it's hard to get a grip with your fingers, grab a pair of pliers and tighten it down. And you'll see it just keeps feeding itself through. You can keep tightening it as tight as you need to. And there's the difference on the inside strap now. You see this one is still loose, and this one is now quite a bit tighter, and it also has this back strapping to give it more support. Here's the final result. I've put the support back, I've cut off all the bits, I've faced all of the strapping to the back, and you can see that they've all been tightened up. So when I put the cushions back in, it'll support the cushions and I won't be sitting on these rods in the middle. I do know eventually the webbing will probably have to be replaced. As I said, I bought it secondhand. I don't know how old it is, but the elastic's going. But I thought this was quite an easy, quick, and inexpensive fix. And the couch is ready for the rest of summer. Here's the final couch. I will probably make new seat cushions at some point, but that'll be another video.